In this week's episode, Microsoft have been flashing their cash once more.
Konami have sold some JPEGs for £115,000.
And a classic PS1 title could be making its way to the Game Boy Advanced. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Barry. This is episode 47 of the Retro Gaming Dads podcast, the podcast for everything retro and retro-inspired.
Once again, we would like to say a massive thank you to our one and only Patreon subscriber, Short Gizmo. Thank you very much.
Yay! Usually, we take a bit of time to have a little bit of a chat, talk about what we've been playing this week, but I don't think we've got time this week, have we?
No, not at all.
It's been a bit of a ridiculous, actually a bit of a ridiculous day.
I was about to say,
yeah.
you were going to say week, but yeah, just today.
Yeah.
A massive shock, which when I mentioned it to you, you're like, nah.
I was like, that's rubbish. That's a bit of a teaser for what will be coming at the end of the podcast, or our last news piece at least.
Yeah, just hang around for that one.
Yeah, just so everyone understands, we've had to rejig this entire podcast because of that.
In all fairness, I'm glad it happened today before we recorded it instead of tomorrow. And then we're going, oh, crud.
We'd be doing a special one-off episode again if that was the case.
Yes, we would be.
Well, let's start off with a bit of, should we say sad news?
Yes, yeah, I would say sad.
The legacy Halo servers have now been switched off.
Very sad. Halo 3, absolutely amazing playing online. I'm sad to see it go. But obviously we can still play it via the Master Chief Collection.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But the legacy ones is where people all made their memories. Halo 3 was when Forge came out and you could create the ridiculous maps.
So I remember loads of maps where the objective was survive not being hit by flying warthogs.
Well, I really enjoyed the puzzle ones where it was a puzzle and the maze you had to get through, and the ingenuity people had of that, absolutely fantastic. So unfortunately, that's gone. So
for those that don't know, we have talked about this in the past. So the legacy servers, all the Halo Xbox 360 servers, have now been scaled back dramatically. So quite a lot of features have gone. You can still play matches online, but there's no ranking. I don't think there's any leveling up anymore. Can't unlock certain achievements.
Yeah.
So they have been scaled right back. And I can understand why with Master Chief Collection, most people have moved on from them nowadays, but it's still a bit of a bittersweet goodbye to them, isn't it?
Of course it is. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, they can't always keep the servers live. Saying that, there's been a bit of, shall we say, sportsmanship with the players, hasn't there?
Oh, yeah. The only time I've ever seen any online community actually be nice, should we say?
100%. So there's a few achievements where people needed to get during multiplayer, and there's a link put in the show notes, which does show a video of some guy joining into a match of Lone Wolf, so there's only 4 of them, and he asks the guys to help him out to get the last achievement, and lo and behold, they did. They happily helped him out.
Yeah, they took one for the team by taking a Spartan laser to the face.
Yeah.
It's nice to see a bit of community like that, at least up to the bitter end. I always remember Halo 2, where people were staying in the same game of Halo 2 for as long as possible, because until that game finished, they weren't shutting down the server. And people were dropping off. Some people had power cuts. Some Xboxes started overheating. And again, there was a bit of community around it until the last person dropped off. And then that wasn't only the end of Halo 2 on Xbox Live. That was the end of the original Xbox Live full stop.
Yeah.
But no, it's nice to see bits like that.
Yes. Oh, yes, definitely. It was very sad, but it was nice to see the community there at the very end, helping each other out, just getting the last things done. So it was quite nice to see.
Moving on from a game where we have seen a bit of community, a bit of sportsmanship, to rumours of another title in a series that will bring out the very worst in people. Mario Kart.
People tend to get angry at their siblings and the spouses quite often at this. And I know Barry has had a few instances, and so have I, where it's just frustration at the very end. But like Barry said, Mario Kart 9, We were only speaking about this a couple of weeks ago about Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, it was the last episode where we were saying how Mario Kart 8 was number 1 over Christmas in the UK on the chart.
All of a sudden, after we spoke about it, it always tends to happen, started coming out. And I was like, oh, Barry, have you seen, again, there's another one. I'm like, have you seen his rumours? And Barry's like, nah, there won't be. And then there was another one, and then another one. And it seems to be coming to more and more fruition, doesn't it?
Yeah. Reading some of the rumours, though, I'm not sure how much of it is rumours and how much of it's a wish list, to be honest.
Yeah.
So some of the rumours are it's not going to be Mario Kart 9. It's the Mario Kart 10 that they're calling it internally, or Mario Kart Crossroads, which will be the title's official name. Yeah,
because obviously they look at Mario Kart's home live circuit as Mario Kart 9, which I can understand why.
And I think they've just kind of forgot about the mobile version of Mario Kart, perhaps.
Yeah.
Some of these rumours, it does sound very much like someone's just making up like their own fan version of Mario Kart. So apparently we're going to see crossovers with other Nintendo franchises such as Animal Crossing, Advanced Wars, ARMS, Balloon Fight, F-Zero, Kid Icarus, Splatoon, Legend of Zelda. Now, some of them I can kind of understand. We've had crossovers with Splatoon and Legend of Zelda and Mario Kart 8.
So it's, something that could happen, but that's a lot of crossovers.
Yeah, and just some of the choices. Advanced Wars. I know they've got Advanced Wars Reboot Camp coming out.
We've been driving around in the tank.
Maybe it's to promote that game a little bit. Balloon Fight?
I could see Animal Crossing being there. I can see why Animal Crossing...
Sorry, wasn't Animal Crossing in Mario Kart 8? Couldn't you play as Isabelle?
I can't remember.
I'm not played an awful lot of it, but I got a feeling that there might have been some Animal Crossing content in Mario Kart.
We're going to have some listeners listen to this going, yes, idiots. Well, I can't remember. We just can't remember.
I can't remember because I don't play it because my girlfriend always me up when we're on the same team. She's there's no love lost there. That's why we don't play it anymore.
No, it irks you. I remember last time I played with you and Phil, I used to wreck you. I wrecked you to the entire
You didn't wreck us. We had 2 games.
Yeah, and I absolutely wiped the floor with you guys.
So it sounds like that this could potentially be the Smash Brothers of the racing genre.
I don't think there'll be as many characters in it, but yeah.
Well, remember the original Smash Brothers didn't have that many characters. Had a couple of Mario, Donkey Kong, Samus, Pikachu,
40 characters,
and Link. Oh
no! I don't see the point of having that many characters.
I'd be interested to see something from F-Zero, but the problem with that, have you ever played an F-Zero game?
No.
Right, I've played Wipeout.
Yes.
Imagine that on steroids. And possibly LSD. And you're getting there. It's a ridiculously fast game. I think if they put them into Mario Kart, it'd ruin the feeling of F-Zero. It's just far too slow. Down. Oh yeah, it's far too slow.
Well, I think about Advance Wars. All I can picture is going around in a little tank.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
But I think it could be misplaced.
Yeah, I couldn't see how Kid Icarus would work. Unless he's in a chariot or something. They're feasible.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, I definitely don't think it's the case. I just don't look at this and think, oh yeah, this seems accurate.
Yeah, they all seem like they should fit. Yes, they're all in. I do think that the new rumours has some ground behind it. I do feel like that is something that will come to fruition. It's just the character choices which I'm questioning.
Yeah. Like ARMS, again, it's a fighting game. I can't see how they would really integrate that in a way that would feel natural.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah.
Obviously, like every other Mario Kart game, they're going to add a gimmick. They've always added a gimmick, haven't they? Every single time, like with the boats, with the parachutes, and going on sliding to walls.
Yeah, the magnetic track parts. So what would you think it'd be if this is called Mario Kart Crossroads? I assume if that title is accurate, that would give us some sort of hint to what this gimmick could be. What do you reckon?
What, they'll be off-roading?
See, I was thinking off-roading, but then I thought maybe a bit more open world, a bit more like Forza Horizon.
Okay.
Maybe you drive around the Mushroom Kingdom and you'd have to drive to the next race. Yeah. A little bit like, have you seen the new Mario Golf?
Yes.
Where they have a mode that instead of just whacking the ball and then you appear at it, everyone whacks the ball at the same time and everyone has to peg it across the green to find the ball to take the next shot. Maybe there's some sort of gimmick in it like that. I don't know.
No, I get you, because racing games do tend to be going down that route now. So I could see that. I could definitely see that.
That's the only idea I've got for the gimmick.
Or they'll put in like flying vehicles. But then that would get rid of the parachutes, though. No, not necessarily, because different maps, it could differ between the maps.
I suppose. And in all fairness, that could work. Sega and Sonic All-Star Racing 2 has a similar sort of thing, where you can be a car, a jet, or you can be like a boat.
A boat. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And that worked, and that's a pretty fun game, actually.
It is. I think we'll hear more about this later in the year.
Do you reckon?
I think we will.
I reckon we probably won't hear about this game until next year, maybe.
Hey, look, we've had some surprise announcements, okay? Don't question things.
Oh, well, yeah, in all fairness, anything can happen now, can't it?
Anything can happen after that, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I still reckon if this does come out, it'll be the end of the Switch generation and maybe cross-platform with whatever the Switch's successor is.
You never know. Again, let's not get into, a whole black hole here, but the next Switch could be later on this year, Lots of things coming out.
I doubt it. I reckon Nintendo are going to milk the Switch. Don't forget, they said they wanted it to have a 10-year lifespan, and we're only 6 years into it, I think.
And how many revisions have they done of it so far?
4.
So,
hey, in all fairness, for Nintendo, that's pretty good going. If you look at the DS and 3DS, you had DS, DS Lite, DSi, DSi XL, and then 3DS, 3DS XL, 2DS.
I know.
New 3DS XL, new 3DS, new 2DS XL.
Let's not get into this again. That was way too much.
You had a lot. Let's just leave it at that.
But obviously, going back to Sega, we'll talk about Sega All-Stars, but Sega have also released a new mini arcade, the Sega ASTRO Mini V.
Yeah, V for vertical.
5. Oh, vertical?
No. V for vertical. It's a new version of the ASTRO Mini. Again, something we covered last year.
Yeah.
Except this time, instead of being a horizontal screen, they've rotated it 90 degrees so it's vertical. Mind blown.
Yeah.
In all fairness, so I believe this is called Tate mode for games. And this is more for like vertical shooters where you're flying up the screen.
Yeah, you drift side to side.
Yeah, exactly. So you got a bit more space ahead of you. And it seems to have a pretty decent selection of games on it. A lot of them which never originally left the arcade either. I'm guessing you might not know some of these games, but Action Fighter, I had that on the Master System. I absolutely loved it. You start off as a little motorbike and you're driving around, weaving through traffic. Then you upgrade to a car, and then the car gets boosters on it and starts flying through the air. And then I was rubbish at it, so I didn't get much further than that, to be honest.
Just tanked it.
Yeah. Used to drive into the back of trucks that said Sega on the roof, though, to kind of get your upgrades or checkpoints.
Oh, okay.
But I used to enjoy playing it on the Master System. It's got the arcade version on here. Got plenty of vertical shooters, such as Raiden 2, Gunbird, Sonic Wings. Again, some of them have never left the arcade, or not officially anyway.
Raiden 2, I do recognise.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only one out of those 4 games I do.
Well, that's the one that's actually on the screenshot that I've got in our notes.
Okay.
And again, like the previous Astro Mini, you can connect up to your TV through HDMI. I really hope they put a Tate mode on it where you can, if you really want to, just like turn your TV 90 degrees to get the full vertical length of it.
Can you imagine that? You're there with the missus and you turn your TV that's on the wall vertically. She's like, what are you doing? Nothing. Just this 50-inch TV, just like,
Well, it's funny you should say that.
Go on.
On the GameCube, a game called Ikaruga actually had a Tate mode in it where you could turn your CRT telly 90
Surely that would
degrees
break
together.
it.
If I remember right, it did give you a warning. I did try that because thankfully mine was quite boxy, so it could sit on its side.
And so your TV didn't break, thankfully.
No.
I'm surprised.
Probably broke something trying to move it, though.
What? Broke something in yourself?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we know they absolute ton. Remember the one we brought to your house?
Thankfully, it was much smaller than that. I think it was only 23 inch, if I remember right. Still a bit of a beast, though. So this isn't actually available yet. Will be coming out later this year in the summer. Like when the original ASTRO Mini Arcade released, though, this appears to be a Japanese exclusive and is priced at 19,580 yen, which is roughly about 125 quid. Hopefully, like the previous version, it'll come over to the rest of the world through some limited run games.
They do tend to come over here, so
eventually.
Oh yeah.
And for anyone else looking for the mini arcade fix, the EGRET II Mini is available for pre-order from Strictly Limited Games. Now, this is a little bit more pricey at €319, which is roughly £265. But you do get some extra controllers like a trackball and some extra accessories with it.
Still pretty expensive.
Oh, yeah, very expensive. Very expensive for a little tiny arcade machine. This isn't a full-sized or even a three-quarter size one.
Same as the Sega ASTRO Mini V.
Yes.
Just still pretty expensive.
Yeah, similar sort of size, but this is, instead of a lot of Sega titles. And the ASTRO Mini isn't all Sega titles as well, which is quite nice. It's got some third-party stuff in there. The EGRET II Mini's got a lot of Taito titles in it. But if anyone's interested in that, you can nip over to Strictly Limited Games, which I was looking on the website, getting some notes for this, and I could spend hundreds of pounds on that. There's so much. I'm like,
I think anyone could do.
That looks good as well.
Yeah, awesome. I want that one. No wait. That one.
I love that. One of them.
What's that, $1,000? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I had to come off it pretty quick. Otherwise, it's spend all the money that I've not got.
Like most people.
Yeah, but speaking of spending money that I've not got.
You took my transition. The Steam Decks are on track to start shipping next month in February, and Barry cannot wait.
Well, yeah, that's if I get mine in February. Mine's still showing as Q2 2022, unfortunately.
You get it for Christmas.
Yeah, but which Christmas?
Well, hopefully this one. But the image seen of the Steam Decks all plugged in, charge up, and that looks pretty nice. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it looks like they're running sort of diagnostic or
it does
quality
look like
assurance check or something similar.
Or just showing that they're ready to go. Oh, they're actually broken. We just tested them.
Yeah, they're all blue screened. I'm still looking forward to it. I must admit, my excitement's gone a little bit. I was really hoping I'd get it before Christmas, but unfortunately delayed it until the end of February, but it does look like they're on track to start shipping them out to customers.
It's one of these where I think when this comes out, it's going to get so much traction from everyone who's ordered them. Yeah. There is a lot of hype around it, but I see people easily loading onto a different OS because they can still run Steam through a Microsoft OS on Windows OS, on there. Yeah,
if you run Windows, you also then have access to things like GOG. You have access to the Epic Games Store. I'll be honest, I'm looking to upgrade the SSD inside it. So I've got the poor man's version, the 64 gig eMMC version. I'm probably going to swap that for maybe a 250, 500 gig SSD. And I do intend to put a lot more games on it. But I might keep it with SteamOS.
Well, leave it for a while until...
Yeah, leave it a while. I'll see what games are playable.
Sorry, wait. I say leave it a while. Give it a week.
Yeah.
Knowing you,
I'll
leave it a while. Yeah, I'll leave it a while. Give it a week. You'd be like, it's in bits, and I don't know what to do. Oh no!
It now runs Mac OS.
Yeah, that's what I can see with you. Knowing you, that is what I can see.
To be honest, as long as it can play Sins of a Solar Empire, a lot of the retro games that I've got on Steam, which I'm pretty certain it will.
Yeah.
My main concern is PSO2. I would love to have this as a machine I could just dip in and out of PSO2.
I get you.
I don't know if that'll work just with the
What's the
DRM
servers
software. No, it's more the DRM software that pops up beforehand. And game streaming, which I'm pretty certain it will through the browser.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So,
100%.
To be honest, I think I'm going to be pretty set. I might buy a little dock for it so I can connect it to the telly if I wanted to.
Why not? And what, get a controller? Well, will it just like an Xbox Bluetooth controller for it?
I would imagine so. It's got Bluetooth in it, so can't see why not. A lot of games already work with Bluetooth.
You're really going, Switch, out the way. Here comes the Steam Deck.
Yeah, get rid of me Switch OLED. I've only just got. Another thing that Steam have announced, well, they announced this a while ago, but they're starting to roll out now, is the Steam Deck verification system that they're running for games.
Oh, yeah.
So games will be tested to make sure they work with the Steam Deck, and they'll get one of 4 gradings. So verified means the game runs absolutely no issue. You know, you can load the game up, you can navigate through all the menus with the controls, play it, nothing set up, just away you go. Playable will mean that you can play the game, but you might need a bit of tweaking. So perhaps you have to lower the game settings down a little bit from defaults, or there might be a splash screen where you can't use the controls, you have to use touchscreen. Or
yes, you just need to optimize it to work best the way it can do. Yeah,
one example it gives is a game might work perfectly, but say if you need to name the character and you tap in the text box, if it's only playable, you might have to press the button to manually bring up the on-screen keyboard, whereas a verified game would automatically bring up that keyboard, a bit like a tablet does.
Yeah.
Unsupported means, no, you can't play this. And unknown is just, they haven't got around to testing it yet.
Well, unsupported would be easy, like the VR games, you wouldn't be able to play them on there. Stuff like that.
Well, do you know what I am? I will be connecting my VR headset to see if it works. I'm going to try.
In all fairness, you've got the app and the Quest, so I don't see why the Quest shouldn't be able to, unless they've disabled it.
I just want to know. Well, they said the hardware technically is capable of it, but it's not been built with that in mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to connect it just to see if it does.
You can't help yourself.
If Steam go, no, Half-Life Alex does not work on the Quest, I'm going to go, I don't know if I trust you. I know you made the hardware. I know you made the game. I know you've run the verification, but I'll check it to make sure.
Like, I want to be able to play it. I'm going to try it myself. And until I see it doesn't work, I don't care.
Yeah, I'll verify your verification.
I do like how they put the grading out. It's nice to see that they've done this to try and get it working beforehand, because the last thing they want to do is release a Steam Deck and then be like, oh, actually, we don't know what does and doesn't work. Figure it out yourselves.
Yeah, from a consumer point of view, this is going to be a great thing to have. And they're going to have a tab on the Steam store. I don't know if it'll be on the main Steam app, but it's definitely going to be on the Steam Deck
Steam
itself.
Deck games.
Yeah, games that run brilliantly on Steam Deck. That's going to be pretty cool.
It's a nice little feature. They didn't have to add something like that in, but it's a nice little feature to put in. But it's just you waiting for your Steam Deck now.
Yeah, I've started saving my money up. I've got my pennies ready. I just need them to actually take my money.
Yeah, he's got a little piggy bank behind him, putting the money into it.
Yeah. Actually, I've got a little Sonic piggy bank. I might go get that and start putting my pennies in it.
Well, I'm not surprised you got a Sonic piggy bank.
Of course I have. All
right, now the fateful NFTs. Do we dare touch these again? Painful, very painful.
This is the beginning of the end for the gaming industry.
Yeah.
So we talked about this again last episode. Konami, they don't want to make games anymore, but they would still want money.
Yeah, of course. What can they do to make money without doing any effort?
Well, what you can do is you can get a couple of screenshots and JPEGs and sell them for £115,000. How's that sound?
Makes me feel sick. Sounds disgusting.
This is the equivalent. This is the gaming publisher's equivalent to putting on an old pair of jeans and finding a load of money in your pocket you forgot about.
Well,
they've done no work for it whatsoever.
So there's 14 NFTs that they've sold. And between the 14 of them, they've totaled for just over £115,000.
Yes.
Now, my question is, how many people need to split that? Because that's actually not a lot of money between that. So if you think about how many people might need to be paid with this.
Yeah, it's probably some intern that they said, do me a favor, just get us 14 JPEGs.
Just find some pictures.
Yeah. We'll pay you £2.50 an hour. This is essentially money for nothing. And
yeah, it is.
I was hoping they'd only get a couple of £100.
You don't really get anything for it either.
Yeah. Well, you don't. You know.
It's just a picture.
Can you see that JPEG of the castle?
Oh, that looks really nice. Really good quality. I can't tell that it belongs to someone else.
Someone paid £18,000 for that.
More money than sense.
And I just copied and pasted it.
Yeah.
But
nice
if you look
if
you look on the blockchain, you'll see that they're the person who actually owned it, not me.
Oh yeah, but that's if you actually care about looking at blockchain.
Oh
but
yeah.
Also, if you go to
if you even know
websites, you can see that they own it until next year.
Well, yeah, until the end of the year. They might extend it. But they might not.
But it's just good. Yeah.
Some of these have already been resold.
I don't know if people can tell how frustrating and sarcastic we've been with this because it's absolutely stupid.
It is. It's. Oh. But the thing is, this is a really bad precedent now. Because Square Enix have already come out and said that they're looking to look into NFTs. If it weren't for some news that came out today, I'd say Activision would be all over this shit. But I can guarantee next week or whenever the next Konami series has any sort of relevant, like 15th, 25th anniversary, they're just going to roll out this again. And they
will.
Oh, look, do you want to buy Contra or Metal Gear Solid NFTs?
No, they'll be going, hey, do you want a JPEG for £18,000? No, stupid.
But I'll put on your website that you own it. Oh, go on then.
Yeah, I'll just link it to your name. No one will care, but
Oh, my God.
But like you're saying, they've resold some of these already, haven't they?
Yeah, some of them are resold, not for much more than was paid for.
Yeah.
Maybe like a couple of £100 at most. But some people have just relisted them, and they're obviously just shooting for the stars. Someone's asked for £230,000.
They must be a scalper thinking, what have I done? Let's sell this quickly. Let's bang it up.
Well, it ain't selling quickly at that price, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I didn't see it selling at all.
Yeah, I just think this is a terrible precedent.
It is, and it's horrible to think that this is where we're going down with the gaming. Like you said, at least Activision's got a leash in them now, so they can't just go around and be like, oh yeah, us too. The second they try and step out of line, someone, well, yeah. No, I don't see, especially with, the news before about what happened with them, I don't see them having a long leash at all for a while.
But I could kind of understand it if, say, this was a virtual item that you can use in a game or a unique avatar you could use in the so-called metaverse or something. At the end of the day, it's a JPEG. It's something that I could probably knock up in 20 minutes.
If I was to see this on the internet, I'd be like, oh, look, that picture looks decent, and keep scrolling.
The thing is, if I scrolled past that on a website, I wouldn't even stop to look at it.
No, but some of the images are like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then carry on scrolling. Or that's something you'll see as like a guide on a guide on the game. Wouldn't you, someone's created a walkthrough and that picture be as a guide?
Yeah, just a bit of scenery on a website. That's all I would expect that to be. Not £18,000 image. I
think we need to send Konami our thoughts on this. Just hey, we made a podcast about NFTs. Listen to this. You crap.
Dong. From going on from something that's just
mind-blowingly stupid.
Yeah, mind-blowingly stupid. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. To something that's just mind-blowing.
Yes.
The PlayStation 1 classic, Tomb Raider, which I'd like to point out came out on the Sega Saturn before it came out on the PlayStation, is actually somehow been squoze into a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, how have they managed this? I don't get it.
I don't know. I was reading up on it, and I saw something about sacrificing the firstborn, and some lamb being slaughtered,
Some sort of hex ritual.
some sort of dark magic.
How's it going to play?
It looks like it plays really well. That's the scary thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not super high frame rate. It's like high teens, 20 frames per second.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's not much worse than what the original game played.
I was about to say, it doesn't sound too bad, but it's just the controls. I just don't.
Again, anyone who's got a flash cartridge can go and download this ROM and play it on their Game Boy Advance.
Let's try it.
Now, this isn't some sort of like wizardry where there's a Raspberry Pi Zero in the cartridge or some external hardware rendering it and sending it through to the Game Boy Advance. This is just a ROM. This is all done with a stock system. Nothing has been modified. This is being developed by a user called Xprogger, and it's based on something called OpenLara, which is a open source version of the original Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Now, he's optimized the absolute life out of this game. And if this came out 20 years ago when the Game Boy Advance first came out, this would have blown everyone away. Do you know what? If this came out on the Nintendo DS, this would have blown people away.
It's just hard to think about that game being played in the Game Boy Advance. I remember playing the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And thinking about being on the Game Boy Advance, I'm like, how? Like, what on earth?
The amazing thing is, the Game Boy Advance has no 3D rendering capability. All of this is done with just the CPU and software rendering. There's no 3D acceleration in it whatsoever.
That is really, really impressive.
It is. It's stupidly impressive.
Very, very well done.
Yeah, it looks playable. It looks absolutely playable. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of thinking, well, could this be backported even further to maybe the Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
I'd be curious because everyone thought that the Game Boy Advance was just basically a handheld Super Nintendo, and it is more advanced than that. But perhaps with something like the Super FX chip in some cartridges, like Star Fox, could that help accelerate this even further? Could it be playable on a 16-bit machine?
Like I said before, when people have done other stuff, like when they created a handheld Dreamcast.
Was it the handheld Sega Saturn where he cut it in half?
Yeah, sorry. Like I said, after someone with the handheld Sega Saturn, I'll say the same with this. Some people have too much time on their hands. That's a lot of work to do. But again, who thinks, hang on a minute, I'm going to port Tomb Raider back onto the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah. I'm just blown away. Now, it's not the full game. And
no, it's not.
The actual developer has said there's no reason the full game couldn't be done. At the moment, he's got Laura's Mansion and 2 stages.
That's still quite a lot of the game.
Yeah, it's definitely proof of concept. And I say he's optimized this so much. Apparently, when he first started, there was no collision, no enemies. You couldn't shoot. So there was no like game mechanics. You could just run around basically. And he was getting like a lowish frame rate. But after optimizing it, he's got the game, the mechanics, and what is still a playable frame rate. Now, PC Master Race at go, 20 frames per second, not touching that. But for what this is, and Tomb Raider isn't a fast-paced game anyway. Again, if this came out with the Game Boy Advance, this would have been one of the best-selling titles. Absolutely insane.
Playing Lara Croft out and about, your Game Boy Advance.
Oh, yeah.
He's done a fantastic job, and I commend him for it. I do commend him for it.
If anyone actually wants to see a bit more about this, a bit more in detail than just us gushing all over it, the YouTuber Modern Vintage Gamer has created a fantastic video, which will be in the show notes if you want to go on and watch that. He explains it in a bit more technical detail than us, and he's got plenty of footage of it running. And there's a link to actually download it if you've got a Game Boy Advance flash card.
Now, this next one's one that's definitely piqued my interest, about Armored Core. As I may have mentioned before, I absolutely love mech games, and I have enjoyed all the other Armored Core titles, and there has been a new one that may have been leaked. There's been some images, there's been some different bits and bobs that are coming out more and more.
Yeah. So we're looking at the images now, and they were heavily watermarked, so someone had to distort the watermark. The images, from what I can tell, they look like they might actually just be drawings of, concept art.
Yeah.
do you think some of them don't quite look like they are screenshots?
Yeah, some of them don't look like screenshots because, again, I feel like some of the picture quality is a bit too good for it to be just as a screenshot. Just the idea of a new Armored Core. When was the last time you played a mech game similar to this that's been released? Sorry,
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, and that was a good few years ago still now.
Well, I think we were playing it. Actually, yeah, it was probably
a few years
about
ago.
2 years ago.
That was before lockdown.
The three of us played that and we all really enjoyed that, didn't we? Unfortunately, we just kind of ran out of content at some point. I think some new content might have been added, but
yeah, they've added some new bosses, but that's it.
Yeah, I love the Armored Core series. I've been playing it since the original one on the PlayStation. All the way up to Armored Core Verdict Day was the last one.
Yeah, that was the last one. Armored Core Verdict Day, I did really enjoy. My only gripe about it was I think it got a bit too technical. Like you were putting on just a little antenna on your shoulders and it would off balance you by quite a bit.
Yeah,
your stats would, you think, I'm going to put an antenna on. Your stats would just go, nope, and like take a good dive. I was like, why? I just want to put some aesthetics on it.
It's a bit like when the point where you can fine tune the booster and it makes a significant difference.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to do that. I just want to buy a bigger booster that makes me dash for longer. That's all I care about.
Oh, I don't mind tuning it a bit, but the tuning and everything else was just a bit too much, I felt.
Yeah, but when you can tune it and it's a detriment to your mech, that's when I start having issues.
Can you imagine tuning it and then they're going, I test it now, you get to move, and then all of a sudden boost just blows up and you're dead.
You just fall forward on the floor. If they make a new Armored Core, and I'll be honest, especially with like the Dark Souls series, I didn't have much hope that From Software was ever going to release another Armored Core game.
Yeah.
So if they do release this, I'll be made up.
I'll definitely be picking it up.
Yeah, and there's quite a lot of images. These were from the Reset Era forum, and as we say, they have all been heavily watermarked. If you want to go and have a look at them, again, we'll leave a link. But I hope this gets announced at E3.
So do I.
This would definitely be a pre-order for me.
Oh, definitely. And they've always been multiplayer. It's definitely one that I would happily pick up. And then, me and you, and I'm sure Phil would pick something like this up.
Yeah, let's hope they reintroduce the Human Plus project from the original Armored Cores, where if you're really rubbish, they kind of give you some sort of perks.
Yeah, just a little bit of help. You need it.
Well, before we move on to the last piece of news, which is just a little thing that came in today, just before
Not
we
much.
this, we'd like to ask that if you're enjoying this podcast, get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. And the best way to do that is by leaving us a review on your favourite podcasting app. It'll only take a minute, and it just means the world to us.
Also, if you would like to support us any further at all, you can visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as £2.50 per month. You will receive early ad-free versions of the podcast, and we will even give you a shout-out in the next episode.
£2.50. What can you get for £2.50 nowadays? You can't even get a Mackey's, can you?
No, you can't. I don't think... Yeah, no, you can't. Not at all. I'm just trying to think what you get.
You can't get a full Mackey's meal, at least. So, it's nothing. If you'd love to support us, it would be extremely appreciated. And hopefully you can tell from last week's episode that maybe the audio quality might be a little bit better. I really hope it's a bit better. Because we use that money to help improve the show. We have hosting fees, and we've recently bought another microphone.
Yep.
So we do want to put it back into the podcast to improve it further.
Now, maybe we should get back to the news?
Yep, maybe we should.
Because we've got a lot to talk about now. Oh my days, what a bombshell has hit. Like, honestly, sat there at work, all of a sudden this asteroid came through the window. It's like, what the heck is this? Go on, Barry. I'll let you drop this one in.
Well, is there an easy way to say it? Microsoft has bought Activision Blizzard.
All my days. Like, we didn't...
You told me, I'm like, no, that won't be true. You're like, no, it's true. And no, it won't be. You even said it's on Microsoft's website. I'm like, no, it'll be fake websites.
No, he was adamant, and I just couldn't believe it. My jaw dropped. I was like, as if this is out of nowhere. There's been no rumors, no nothing. I know there's mentions of Microsoft buying another
Sega
company, but yeah, there's been, but rumors are always going around, and was it only the beginning of last year that they bought ZeniMax?
Yeah, last year they finalized the ZeniMax acquisition. They've purchased a few smaller game studios as well.
They've bought these for $95 a share. Okay, this totaled up to $68.7 billion.
Or in real money, just over £50 billion.
Yes. Couldn't believe it.
This is insane. Again, when you told me, I didn't believe it. And to be honest, I'm really surprised Microsoft has purchased them. Because let's face it, the last half a year or so has not been a good one for Activision Blizzard, especially from a PR point of view.
That's putting it lightly. You've been kind in the word in there.
I'm surprised Microsoft even touched them with a barge pole, to be honest.
No, I'm the same as you. It is really, really surprising. But, they are coming in and they are going to be reporting direct to Phil Spencer. So
he'll set them straight.
Yeah. Well, no, sorry. I'll say hopefully. He will set them straight. And like I said earlier, I don't see them being on a very long leash at all. Because...
Well, not initially, I don't think so.
No.
Again, I'm surprised they purchased them because of the perception that the company's got at the moment. And if they had purchased them, I'm surprised it cost so much money.
Yeah, they paid quite a lot. Now, in all fairness, they didn't purchase them for much less than what they were worth a year ago. I had a quick look earlier at work about the share value, and they were $100 a share last February. At the minute, their share price is actually like $65 a share. So why they went up to 95, I don't quite know.
I don't know. Now, if it weren't for all the bad press that they got last year, and probably for a long time before that, I'd say this is a massive acquisition.
Absolutely monumental.
So some of the series that they've got, like the big ones, Call of Duty, Overwatch, your two favourite,
Spyro and Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, whatever that Candy Crush game is.
Yeah, they showed pictures and it showed World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, StarCraft, Overwatch, Diablo, Candy Crush.
One of those didn't belong there, or at least in my opinion didn't belong there. In all fairness, Candy Crush probably is one of the most profitable games for them.
Oh yeah, it blew up when they came out, and I was surprised how much traction it created for itself.
Yeah.
Do we reckon we'll see exclusives now, like Call of Duty and that? Or do you reckon they'll still keep it across all forms? This is creating a lot of questions now.
It definitely is, right. In terms of exclusives, yeah. They've done it with ZeniMax, Bethesda. Next Elder Scroll games going to be exclusive, isn't it? So it makes sense that Call of Duty would become exclusive. I think if there's a game that they keep as multi-platform, it probably would be Call of Duty. Especially something like Warzone, where it's like an Overwatch, where they're more like games as services rather than like standalone titles.
I want Spyro. Bring me Spyro, please. Give me my Spyro fix.
I think we could see World of Warcraft come into consoles after like 15 years.
If I'm completely honest, I can. And I can also see there's a possibility of, through Game Pass, either getting it a cheaper rate for the online subscription or even being free for Game Pass subscribers.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because didn't I send you a picture of the plans for Game Pass in the future, and like they just put on loads of different subscriptions?
Yes.
Didn't that have World of Warcraft on it?
It did actually. It also had some other stuff, but
World of Warcraft was there. I've just clicked that.
Oh yeah, it did. It did say World of Warcraft. So maybe that is true.
Well, someone's got insider knowledge. Confirmed. PlayStation Network. I'm hope I come into Game Pass.
I was thinking, do I mention it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and it was also Nintendo Switch Store, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, there was all sorts on there. Where
there was
like
just
Hulu,
about everything
Netflix.
under the sun. Yeah.
But I'm sure they will if they bring a lot of the PC titles to Game Pass for PC. StarCraft 2.
I was about to say, give me StarCraft.
StarCraft, you got the Diablos.
That's the same
As
to
we
Phil.
mentioned,
Diablo
World
into Game
Warcraft.
Pass, I know Phil will be all over that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's
Especially with the new Diablo coming out. I think this is going to help Activision gain a bit more ground than what they've been losing as well, though. With Microsoft purchasing them, with them being under Phil Spencer, I think Phil's going to really... Because he said he's there to turn over a new leaf and he's there to direct him in the best possible way. So...
I completely believe that's his intention. My only concern is if Activision's past could potentially tarnish Microsoft. And don't get me wrong, Microsoft is not a spotless company in that, but especially the Xbox division, and especially last half a decade or so, they've been doing right by a lot of people. Again,
they have
not been perfect, but I just don't want Activision to basically drag Microsoft or Xbox down with them.
With the strengths that they've been going through.
Yeah.
Like I said, you don't want Activision to come in and tarnish it, unfortunately.
Perhaps.
But with the purchase of these, Microsoft now have 30 internal game developer studios.
Yeah, but I have been on Kotaku, and apparently Xbox will have no exclusives.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Also, Game Pass is a waste of money and you shouldn't pay for it.
Yeah, the biggest con in gaming.
Yeah, the second you stop paying, you lose access to the games.
What do you mean? I can't just pay $11.99 for 1 month and keep over 400 games? Again, I don't know. I'm a bit in shock from this, to be honest.
Stunned.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was absolutely just shocking.
Even when you sent me the link and I opened it and it was Microsoft's page, I even went and checked the URL to make sure it was actually Microsoft's website. And it went like Microsoft spelt with a 0 instead of an O or something.
It's like you don't trust me.
No, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just don't trust the internet.
After I had a look and saw that the news bit, I did go through and it was just news article after news article after news article saying that they purchased them.
Yeah.
So I just saw it everywhere after that. I was like, flipping out.
I know Phil Spencer definitely listens to this podcast. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And Phil, I know what you're doing. You're doing this just to spite me, aren't you? You're buying every single third-party developer except Sega.
just tugging you along, but like, Barry, he wants you to buy Sega. Let's buy everyone else but Sega.
Yeah.
He's going to create like a little circle to everyone around Sega. Leave Sega's left there.
At this point, there'll just be first-party developers and then Sega. there won't be any other third-party developers. It'll just be Sega on their own.
No, it's just a spite you. That's all it is.
Yeah. Come on, just buy Sega.
If you listen to the rumours last year, they said that he was going to buy Sega last year. No, they were wrong. Yeah. It was actually Activision Blizzard they bought.
In all fairness. But, actually, do you know what? We mentioned this, didn't we? Last year, that after the ZeniMax one, there was rumours that there was going to be another major acquisition by the end of last year. Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah. We just missed it out. We're by about, less than 3 weeks.
Well, yeah. But yeah, we did, because there was talk about an acquisition before the end of last year.
Yeah.
So you are right.
Oh, well, that's more games in Game Pass that I'll never be able to get around to playing because I haven't got enough time.
We'll just sit there looking and be like, I ain't got time for that. We're playing Craftopia at the minute. So
Craftopia, and I jump in and do 5 matches of Halo whenever I can fit them in.
5 matches of Halo? Mate, I didn't get a chance to play it unless it's on like Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night. That's it. So I really need to start playing my phone more.
As I say, I'm absolutely stunned by it.
That was literally dropped us, I think it was this afternoon.
That is finally our last piece of news for this week. So, as always, information on everything we've talked about will be available in the full show notes, which are available at retrogamingdads.co.uk.
We have been the Retro Gaming Dads, and we'll catch you next time. That's the thing. They announced it and they had a picture showing 6 different games, and it was like World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, StarCraft, Overwatch,
World
Diablo.
of Warcraft?
World of Warcraft.
Oh, right.
What do you think I said?
It sounded like you said World of Warcraft.
Quack.
Yeah, that one. Go on,
I don't know.
say that again.
My speaking's gone today.